Hi, welcome to Outer City Limits, the user-suggested webcomic. Today's episode, number 3 and a large T. A title gotten from Cold Fusion's suggestion, one loose label T and a number 3. Cold Fusion has been around for a long time, commenting on this comic, and frankly most of his suggestions are in the form of rhymes or riddles. I think he might be a Batman villain, or maybe a Dick Tracy. I don't know much about Dick Tracy. We've got a relatively new, or actually very new, commenter, I Am He. Maybe pronounced Iam He? I Am High Efficiency? I don't know. Anyway, I Am He wants me to shift every face, and wants to let me know that he feared B because it ruined his property. He had to use a lowercase b. Maybe I'm he's a Riddler too. I think my comic might be a big hit with Riddlers. Anyway, as for the comic, we got panel 1 here. First panel is some kind of alien-human hybrid or robot machine or JoJo stand or something, and wants a large iced tea. And of course, this is a gas station. The joke, there's kind of a joke here where this guy, I'm not going to take away its agency by calling it a thing. It, probably conscious. It's at least hungry. So listen, it's going into this gas station. The thing is, it's a gas station, but it's not a restaurant, but it's talking to the attendant like it's a restaurant. Pretty funny, huh? Alright, second panel. Got a confused gas station employee, Jim. He's one of the main characters of the comic. You might recognize him from previous comics that he's been in. He's kind of apologetic, but, you know, he's not trying to do a bad job. He tries to be as nice as he can to the customers that he meets, even though they're often very frustrating to meet. Kind of demanding, and the things that they demand are usually pretty weird. So, he's apologizing to the customer, and Oliver butts in. He's saying, hold on, this guy's got a point. You may notice that in the background here, I've very cleverly misspelled brand names for cigarettes to get around copyright or trademark claims against me. People, this is how you do it. You don't want to get busted by these things, so you just misspell them. It's really good technique. Okay, so panel 3, we got Oliver. He's explaining that the customer is in fact correct. You know, the customer, they're always right. In this case, that's true. The customer wants to order a number 3 because Oliver has set up his own pseudo-restaurant inside of the gas station, a honey bar, where people can buy local honey. Did you know that eating local honey helps protect you from the weather? It stops pollen from getting into your brain, because the honey goes into your stomach and then it goes into your bloodstream, and then the honey is able to get past the blood-brain barrier, and then it coats your brain with honey so that pollens cannot give you adversarial effects from, you know, what are those things called that people have allergies? People have allergies. What you do is you put the honey into your blood, and it goes into your brain, and then it covers your brain, and it stops you from getting allergies. Alright, panel 4. We've got Oliver's honey bar menu. Let's see what he's got. A big spoonful of honey. He hand feeds it to you. That's $1.99. Great value. Number 2 is a double. Pretty popular thing to have on a menu, especially for like a burger joint. But this is a honey bar, so instead of 2 burger patties, it's 2 spoonfuls of honey that he puts into your mouth for $2.99. Number 3 is the measuring cup from a laundry detergent that's been filled with honey. It doesn't say whether or not the the laundry detergent scoop has been cleaned, but it has been vacuum sealed, which preserves freshness, which is especially important for something that goes bad very quickly like honey. A lot of people don't know that if honey is exposed to air for too long, that it turns into gold. Next up on the menu, we got motor oil. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a empty quart of motor oil that's been filled with honey. Again, doesn't mention whether or not the motor oil quart was cleaned very well or at all. $10, but that's a lot of honey for $10. No wonder it says best value. For drinks, we got iced tea in a used water bottle, iced tea in a used energy drink can, iced tea in an iced tea can that's also been used, and something called bee juice, which says in parentheses honey, which is, I think, a pretty good way to describe honey. It's the juice that you get from bees, although normally you get juice from grinding up a fruit or vegetable or wheat, whatever you're going to get juice from. But bees, if you grind them up, you don't get honey, you just get bee juice, which is not honey. Panel 5, we got Oliver. Are you using honey from the bees outside the property line? Previously established in this comic, there's a very large honeybee nest. It's full of deadly bees, but they haven't done anything about it because it's technically off their property line, so they just keep it maintained at a sharp 90-degree angle. Oliver reveals that he's been training the bees to eat meat so that they can make honey out of meat for a fully sustainable honeybee hive, something that no other honeybee hiver has ever hived or accomplished. Oliver's so proud of this that he's imagining his eco-prowess radiating his pointy lines from his head, just like if it were in a comic or something. Anyway, next panel, pretty simple, really straightforward stuff. We've got Oliver, and he's handing his order to the alien, or, whatever that is. Nobody really knows what that is. I don't even know what it is. So he's pretty happy with the order. He's thanking him. He goes outside. This is in the next to last panel. He's saying, "What a nice guy and a noble cause." Oh no! Of course, the bees that Oliver has trained to eat meat now seek out live meat sources as well as dead. I mean, usually when you are eating meat, it's from a dead thing, but that's not always the case. It's really not. You can eat stuff that's got meat that's alive. You can do it. Some people pay a lot of money to do it. Something you may not know is that whenever you eat the live meat of an animal, that it gets you drunk. That's what alcohol is made out of. Anyway, last panel. The screaming death throes of the alien. Help my bioparts. His bioparts. The bioparts of his biomechanical body. We've finally learned that he really is half robot, as you may have suspected from the way that he looked. He's being eaten alive by angry bees. Oh god, they're turning his flesh into delicious honey. He intended to eat their honey after paying a fair price, which was, as we established, $4.99 plus $1.99, which is $5.99 times 2. So after that, he's paid that price, but the price has been changed to his life because the bees are now eating him, and also he doesn't get to eat the bees. I mean, he could try to eat the bees, but he certainly doesn't get to eat their honey, as he almost certainly perishes in this bee attack. Oliver is shown to have completely conquered capitalism and is now wallowing in the riches and spoils of business success, capitalism, upward momentum. He's the CEO of his own life now. So anyway, the big message for today's comic is just always be true to yourself. Have a good day.